In Konoha the opening game plays as Jikuni Yuanichi Chapter 276-300. Chapter 276. Besides being very tired, her current situation was extremely critical. Stop. Manyu had already rushed to her, and the beauty retreated in fear. Because he couldn't stand up anymore, he could only support himself with his hands and retreat backwards. But it was useless. She knew she had no hope, and her eyes were full of despair and fear. Swoosh. Suddenly, at this moment, a figure suddenly flashed in front of her. This gave the beauty a glimmer of hope. Save me. The beauty choked her throat and begged with tears. Shari didn't look back at her, but glared at Manyu. In an instant, a chill broke out. Get out of here. The powerful chakra instantly wrapped around him, and the air around him stirred, with gusts of wind, and the aura was extremely powerful. The mask on Mangetsu's face fell off in shock. Seeing the face under the mask, Kusuo Hitaki was slightly surprised. It was Mangetsu. Although he didn't have a ninja sword in his hand for the time being, his strength should not be underestimated. This is the strength of the 7 ninja swordsmen. His strength after resurrection is equivalent to that of a cage. The beauties behind were also shocked by Shari's aura and the powerful force emanating from her body. She didn't expect that the beauty who came to save her had such a strong cultivation and aura. Get out of here. Mangetsu didn't seem to know how powerful Shari was, and actually took 2 steps forward. It seemed to be a warning to Shari. Shari's strength has not been used yet, so it is normal for Mangetsu to not feel it. Swish. At this moment, Mangetsu suddenly attacked Shari with lightning speed. Mangetsu's eyes suddenly glared, and then his whole body jumped up. At the same time, the big mouth opened at the same time, and a blue light burst out of the mouth instantly. The powerful chakra instantly stirred the surrounding air, the air pressure began to change, and the wind was blowing. In an instant, the crisis came. Be careful. The beauty behind reminded Shari loudly. But Shari did not panic, and even raised a disdainful sneer at the corner of his mouth. Peacock magic. Defense. Shari just raised his palm gently, and a faint golden light spread from his palm instantly, forming a protective shield. Manzuki's chakra bombarded the protective shield, exploded suddenly, and the earthquake shook the mountain, which was very shocking. At the same time, Shari's body moved slightly, and a powerful chakra was instantly burst out by Shari. Then it turned into a ray of light and attacked Manzuki. Manzuki just reacted and was ready to run, but it was too late. Shari's powerful chakra had hit it. With a loud bang, Mangetsu was destroyed instantly. Hiss. The beautiful woman behind him was completely stunned by the scene. There was great shock in her eyes. This was the strongest ninja she had ever seen in her life. It was easy to destroy an elite jonin with just one move. Looking at the 5 major countries, I'm afraid there are not many people who can do it. Did I meet a cage-level warrior today? The beauty swallowed her saliva. Cage-level warriors are so terrifying. When he was a child, he had heard his grandfather say that as long as he reached cage-level strength, he would have the ability to destroy the world. Even if he faced a Jonin army, he could easily destroy it with one move. So the beauty suspected that the woman standing in front of him should be stronger than cage level. For a moment, a feeling of great respect surged in her heart. Shu. Just at this moment, the ninja's chakra was about to be released, but Shari shot a ray of light, which directly condensed all the chakra and instantly turned it into a chakra pill. Shari raised his right hand, opened his palm, and the chakra pill fell into Shari's palm. It's not bad to get a chakra pill. Shari smiled with satisfaction. This trick was exactly the ninjutsu that Shari had practiced on his own in the previous month. Using the peacock magic, the opponent's chakra can be condensed. Although this is the first time it is used, it is still very effective against a dead ninja. Master Kusuo, this is my harvest this time. Shari quickly turned his head to look at Hitaki Kusuo. Hitaki Kusuo smiled slightly when he saw Qian Li's this. Keep it for yourself. This kind of thing is useless even if it is given to Hitaki Kusuo. With Hitaki Kusuo's current strength, This kind of chakra has no meaning. Yes, thank you Master Hitaki Kusuo. Shari then stood up and put the chakra pill in his hand. Then, the chakra pill instantly disappeared in Shari's palm. Shari turned around and looked at the beauty, and said calmly, Sister, the ninja is dead, now let me help you heal your wounds. Shari said, and walked over. Beautiful. This was the beauty's first reaction. She was completely stunned. She had never seen such a beautiful beauty before. Chapter 277. Especially the unique temperament exuded by Shari, which shocked him. As a woman, she felt inferior to Shari, and even felt a little moved by Shari. Looking at Kusuo Hitaki next to her, the girl's heart was shocked. Suo Hitaki's strength was so strong that it was enough to scare people away. However, she didn't think so much at the moment. She was just surprised. What was the identity of this woman? It was fine that she was so beautiful, but she was so powerful. The temperament was extraordinary, and it was obvious that she was not an ordinary person. Thank you. The girl's cheeks flushed slightly, and she was shy in gratitude. Her voice was a little low, soft, sweet, and pleasant. Shari squatted down slowly. She spread her palms, and chakra was output from her palms, and then entered the girl's body. Soon the girl felt a refreshing chakra flowing in her body. Subtle changes occurred in the body, and she felt very comfortable. The girl couldn't help but look up and looked at Shari with her bright eyes. In an instant, Shari's peerless beauty shocked her again, making her feel suffocated. How can there be such a beautiful woman in this world? How was she born? The girl sighed in her heart. It's fine. Shari said lightly. Then she stood up slowly and shook her skirt. Oh. The girl nodded and tried to stand up. She was very surprised that her body was healed so quickly. What's your name? The girl asked. Shari. Shari was concise. Shari. What a good name, it really lives up to its name. After sighing in her heart, the girl quickly bowed and thanked. Nohara Yi thanks Lord Shari. Thank you Lord Shari for saving me today. Shari nodded, then asked. Why did you come to this place alone? Your cultivation has just entered the genin. You can say that you are in danger of death by coming to this place. Nohara Yi bit his lip and said helplessly. My mother is seriously ill. In order to help my mother with medical treatment, I took this mission. I need star fragments to save my mother. I heard that star fragments can only be found in Kusagakure village, so I came to Kusagakure village. Shari's expression became solemn, and he sighed slightly in his heart. Star fragments. Do you know how rare these star fragments are? The strength of a ninja who has practiced star for a long time is equivalent to that of a shadow-level strongman. You are in danger of death when you come to this place. Even if you meet a star ninja, you can't take out the 1,000-year-old amethyst from its hand. Don't you think this is too risky? The girl sighed helplessly. I know, but I have to do this. I don't want to see my mother leave me. I have to do something for her, even if it means a life or death struggle. Shari nodded heavily. He could see that Nohara Yi was very kind. So, he decided to help Nohara Yi. This just happened to fit in with Hitaki Kusuo's plan. This star is a fragment, and there is definitely more than one. So, in fact, their goals are very similar. When the time comes, after hunting down the star ninja, he will take the chakra and give the star fragments to Nohara Yi. Well, we can help you. Hitaki Kusuo suddenly said. What? You help me? How can this be possible? There are many ninjas in this mountain. I know you are very strong, but I don't want you to take this risk for me. You have saved me once, and I am very grateful, but I don't want you to take this risk with me. Nohara Yi shook his head quickly. Shari didn't say much, just hugged her waist, then jumped onto the sword. Hold on, we will go into the mountain. As soon as they took off, Nohara Yi was so scared that he immediately hugged Shari's waist. 10 minutes later, Shari and the others had arrived deep in the Kusagakure village. As soon as they landed, they scared away a group of ninjas. These ninjas were just in their infancy, and their chakra was still low, so they would be scared away as long as they sensed any strange breath. There is a powerful force pressing towards us now. If I am not mistaken, it should be a group of star ninjas. And they are all very powerful. When Nohara Itsuki heard what Hitaki Kusuo said, her expression suddenly became serious and she began to get a little nervous. She subconsciously hugged Shari tightly. There are star ninjas so soon. What should we do? Should we hide or run away? Hitaki Kusuo smiled. Why should we run away? Aren't we here to catch star ninjas? Nohara Yi shook his head. I think we may not be able to beat him. Let's run away quickly. If it's too late, it may be too late. Star ninjas are not ordinary ninjas. They are very powerful. I'm afraid we are really not their opponents. Shari smiled faintly. Don't worry about this, I won't be afraid. If it rushes up later, you stand behind me, I can protect you, just believe me. Chapter 278. Nohara Yi nodded half-believingly, but still very nervous and scared, because she didn't know if Shari could really beat a group of star ninjas. If she were alone, she wouldn't have to be so nervous and afraid. After all, even if she died, it wouldn't implicate anyone. But Shari came to help her, so she really didn't want Shari to be hurt or have any accidents. However, Shari was very confident, so she could only half believe it. She also wanted to know if Shari had the strength. Squeak. Just at this moment, the trees in front began to shake, and even the ground began to tremble slightly. From time to time, there were squeaks. This is a shadow-level strongman, who should have been practicing the power of the star for a long time. Shari said lightly. For a long time. Let's go quickly. I really don't want you to have any accidents, I really don't want you to die here with me. Or you can run away first, and I'll hold it back. In this way, maybe you still have hope to get out alive. Nohara Yi panicked. Shari smiled. You don't have to be so nervous or scared. I promise you will be fine. We will both be fine. Besides, even if we run away now, we can't escape because it has already targeted us. The star ninja is very powerful. As long as the prey it targets is generally impossible to escape, unless it is stronger than it. But don't worry, my strength is above it, we will be fine. Squeak. As soon as Shari's voice fell, a huge monster emerged from the forest in front. Ringo Yuyuri. Nohara Yi widened his eyes in horror. In front, a ninja holding a short knife was walking towards them. Wherever it passed, the ground shook, and even the trees were easily crushed by it. And it exuded a faint green light. If I guessed correctly, the faint green light should be a kind of chakra. Anyone who sees such a terrifying behemoth will be scared out of their wits. Nohara Yi was immediately dumbfounded, his body trembling, and cold sweat broke out instantly. She didn't expect the legendary star ninja to be so huge. It is conceivable that her original intention to go up the mountain alone to complete this task was simply a fantasy. At this moment, she felt that she was too small, even smaller than an ant. How could she fight such a behemoth? It was simply vulnerable. Hitaki Kusuo was also a little surprised. This Orochimaru could actually implant the power of the star into the bodies of the resurrected 7 people. No wonder, the last time he met Orochimaru, the broken star was not found in the end. But compared to Shari, he was not panicked at all, and there seemed to be a hint of surprise in his eyes. It is indeed a behemoth. Judging from its size, the fragments of the star in his body should be very large. Shari said in surprise. When Ringo Yuyuri saw Shari, it suddenly stopped. It began to look up and down at Shari, with a hint of surprise in its eyes. It seemed that it could feel that the woman standing in front of her was not an ordinary person. It seemed that it had a bad premonition. Swish. Suddenly, Ringo Yuyuri made a strange loud noise, and then rushed towards Shari and the others at a faster speed. It's coming, it's coming. Zero, please give me flowers. Nohara Yi was terrified. Don't stand here. Don't move, I'll go and deal with it. After Shari gave his instructions, he kicked his toes and jumped into the air. Then, he grasped the chakra sword and floated in the air. A gentle breeze blew his dress. At this moment, Shari did not expose his strength and spiritual power. Because he was afraid that if he exposed his chakra, he would scare Ringo Yuyuri away. He had to control his chakra at all times. 0 Only in this way can this Ringo Yuyuri become his prey. At this moment, Ringo Yuyuri speeded up. At the same time, the light on Ringo Yuyuri became stronger. The powerful chakra emanated from Ringo Yuyuri's body, instantly giving Nohara-yi a sense of oppression. Nohara-yi was so scared that he quickly hid behind the big tree behind. Swish, swish, swish. Then, Ringo Yuyuri quickly formed a seal. Water escape. Water dragon bullet technique. The huge water dragon bullet hit Shari's body. Sister Shari. Nohara-yi on the side immediately looked at Hitaki Kusuo anxiously. Don't worry. It's okay. Hitaki Kusuo stood there unhurriedly. Although Ringo Yuyuri did not have the ninja sword in her hand, Ringo Yuyuri's ninjutsu strength should not be underestimated. Peacock magic. Instantly, flaming chakra burned around Shari's body. Hitaki Kusuo closed his eyes and carefully felt the star chakra in Ringo Yuyuri's body. Suddenly, a satisfied smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Chapter 279. At the same time, Shari, who was standing in front of Ringo Yuyuri, raised his mouth slightly, revealing a smug smile. Because the prey has been hooked. Just waiting for you to attack. Shari frowned slightly, and saw him holding the chakra sword tightly, and then raised it high. Then, a powerful chakra instantly emanated from the chakra sword, constantly circling around the divine sword. Ready to go, one move at a time. Peacock magic. Slash. Shari stood still with an angry cry, and powerful chakra burst out from his body instantly. With a loud bang, the surrounding air was directly expelled. The powerful 853 air pressure and power have made Ringo Yuyuri begin to tremble. What a powerful force! Nohara-yi, who was hiding behind a big tree, couldn't help but exclaimed when he saw this scene. Ringo Yuyuri seemed to feel Shari's power. His expression changed drastically, and the figure that was about to attack quickly shrank back. But its speed was still a little slow. Before he could react, he was cut in half. Shari chopped down with a sword. The earth shook. With a bang, Ringo Yuyuri was instantly split in half. At the same time, the huge chakra formed a laser-like light, which instantly split a large crack in the ground. The chakra hidden underground rushed up and pierced the sky. What's going on? Is this an earthquake? I don't know either. I feel like something seems to be flowing underground. Damn, look, there is a strong chakra breath bursting out from the head of the Kusagakure village. How can there be such a strong chakra breath? Could it be that the legendary Star Ninja is there? No way, how did the Star Ninja go there? At this moment, a group of ninjas in black clothes on another mountain in Kusagakure village saw this step. They were all frightened by this scene. Everyone was shocked, with incredible looks on their faces. Because they had never seen such a strong chakra aura and such a strong power. To be able to make the whole ground shake, it is definitely not an ordinary person. Hehe, what is Star Ninja? We have only heard that he is very powerful, but we have never seen him. Besides, I don't believe he is that powerful. It was just an earthquake just now. Maybe the people of Akatsuki are doing something. What is there to be curious and surprised about? At the same time, a very unconventional voice sounded in the crowd. An arrogant young man came forward with a big knife on his shoulder, his face full of pride. In his eyes, the Akatsuki organization did not seem to be a powerful master. It was even possible that they were defeated by his subordinates. The arrogant young man glanced at the hill opposite, then sneered and said, "Isn't it just a Star Ninja? I can sense that the power just now should be emitted by them. Since we have come here, let's go to the Kusagakure village and catch that Star Ninja. In this way, we don't have to bother here for so long." At this time, a young ninja exclaimed, "Do you think you have this ability? That's a Star Ninja, you are just a Chunin strength, I guess you will die in a few seconds." Then, a young and beautiful woman came forward and persuaded, "Number 1, I think number 3 is right. We can't take such a risk. You know, there are many ninjas in the grass village, including Star Ninjas. If we go there like this, we won't be able to defeat the Star Ninjas if we meet them." 0. However, the young man called number 1 sneered disdainfully. "That's just you. For me, it's nothing to be afraid of. Even if it's the legendary Akatsuki organization, I'm not afraid of it." That's just people's boasting. Maybe the swordsmanship of that Hitaki Kusuo is not even as good as mine. Of course, if that chakra breath just now was created by him, that's just right. I might be able to meet that Hitaki Kusuo. I have long wanted to compete with him. When I defeat him, I will be the strongest in the world. The other ninjas bit their lips helplessly and sighed. Let's go, we'll go there now, we'll subdue the star ninja and take it back to the ninja village to show off. Then, the young man led his group of junior brothers and sisters to move towards the Kusagakur village. At the same time, Shari had already finished the battle. He just slashed a sword, and most of this place was destroyed. Especially the shocking crack under the ground, which was simply shocking. At this moment, Nohara Yi, who had been hiding behind the tree, was completely stunned. It took him a long time to react. He was extremely surprised, and the expression on his face was as shocked as it could be. He was completely dumbfounded. Star Chakra. Not bad, it seems that I have gained a lot today. I didn't expect that there is Star Chakra under the ground of this Kusagakur village, which is more precious than other things. Chapter 280. Shari smiled with satisfaction. Swish. Peacock magic. Collect. Then, all the chakras around gathered in the direction of Shari. Finally, all of them were put into Shari's hands. Swish. At the same time, all the chakras emitted from the body of Ringo Yuyuri, who was killed, have turned into a chakra pill. Shari collected the chakra pill and watched for a while. Soon, he saw a crystal stone emitting purple light in the heart of Ringo Yuyuri. Star fragments. Collect. Shari stretched out his hand, and saw that a piece of star fragment as big as a pumpkin slowly floated up to the sky, and finally fell into Shari's palm. Shari nodded with satisfaction, and then lowered his body. Master Hitaki Kusuo, this is the chakra I just received. Now I give it all to you. Facing the chakra handed over by Shari, Hitaki Kusuo smiled slightly. 06. These chakras are nothing to him. But, this is the chakra of the stars after all. It is definitely right to keep it and give it to Uchiha Obito. Give her the rest of the star fragments. Shari nodded immediately. Then he came to Nohara Yi. This is the star fragment you want. Come on, take this star fragment back to treat your mother. What? Nohara Yi was a little confused when he heard it. Take this star fragment back to treat your mother. I think it's still in time. Nohara Yi swallowed his saliva and said in disbelief. You mean, this big piece of star fragment is all given to me? Shari nodded. Yes, your mother is seriously ill, take more back. If there is any disease in the future, you can also use this star fragment to save her. Besides, such a big piece of star fragment should allow you to save many people. Nohara Yi shook his head, and then hurriedly advised. Sister Sue, how can this be possible? You saved my life before, and now you help me kill the star ninja and take the star fragment for me. Now you actually give me such a big piece of star fragment. How can this be possible? If you don't want it, then give it to me. At this time, the young man in black strode forward. Beauty, you look pretty good. How about this, if you give me this piece of star fragment, I will promise to take you back and join our ninja village. Oh, by the way, I almost told you my name. My name is Duo Yulong, you can call me Brother Long. Duo Yulong smiled proudly, walked forward, and looked up and down at Shari. It can be seen that he has been moved by Shari's appearance. Sorry, I'm not interested in your ninja village. Shari said coldly. Ha, I think the beauty doesn't know what our ninja village is called. Let me tell you, our ninja village is called Bear Country, which is also very famous in the whole continent. Bear Country. Shari frowned slightly. Then, a disdainful smile appeared on his face. Shari has heard of this Bear Country. It is not even qualified to participate in the Ninja Village martial arts competition. Although this kind of ninja village is considered a medium-strength ninja village in the entire 5 major countries, it is completely different from the Star Ninja Village. I am a ninja from the Star Ninja Village. Shari said as he took out his ninja village sign. Star Ninja Village. Seeing the three big words Star Ninja Village, everyone was frightened and widened their eyes. Duo Yulong was also frightened and widened his eyes. However, soon a contemptuous smile appeared on his face again. The ninja village cannot decide anything, strength is the most important. You are just an outer ninja, I think your strength must be very weak. Until now, I have not felt that you have any cultivation. You should couldn't he be a new ninja from the Star Ninja Village? Sha Tian was too lazy to talk nonsense to these people and directly stuffed the star fragment in his hand into Noharayi's hand. Let's go, I'll take you back right away. The most important thing is to treat your mother. Stop. Sha Tian pulled Noharayi and was about to leave, but was stopped by Duo Yulong. Who told you to leave? You met me today, are you still able to leave? I'm telling you, if you don't leave this fragment of the star behind, you won't be able to leave the Grass Ninja Village today. Duo Yulong stepped forward and directly blocked Sha Tian's path. Immediately, an evil smile appeared on his face. It's okay if you don't leave this piece of star fragment to me. Now the two of us go to the grove, and if you serve me, not only will I not take away your star fragment, I will even give it to you. I'll give you some gifts. How? I think you should know how to choose. Sha smiled. Then what if I don't give you face? HMPH. Then don't blame me for being rude to you. Do you know that I am now a Chunin? I am the guard captain of the Bear Country, and I am very powerful. If you offend me today, you will end up very badly. Miserable. Chapter 281. So, you have no choice today. Duo Yulong became more arrogant. Captain of the guard, I think we should not cause trouble here. If I accidentally anger someone who is a ninja from the Star Ninja Village, I'm afraid the Star Ninja Village will come after us from the Bear Country. By then, it will be too late for us to regret it. A beautiful young woman came forward to persuade him. Junior sister, why are you so timid? What's so scary? It doesn't matter if it's Star Ninja Village or some other ninja village. I've wanted to fight the ninjas from Star Ninja Village for a long time. If they come to me, then you have to pass my test first. So you don't have to worry. With the guard captain here, no one can hurt us. After saying that, he pulled out the sword directly, pointed it at Sha Tian, and said, this is the last chance I give you. I hope you don't touch my bottom line. You have two choices now, either keep the star fragment in your hand and leave, or you can just leave me. Boom. At this moment, the ground suddenly shook. From the cliff in the distance, there was a rumbling sound. What's going on? Is there an earthquake? I don't know, but I can feel that there is a powerful force approaching us. Is it the Star Ninja? It's over now. If we are targeted by the Star Ninja, we will all die here. The ninjas in the Bear Country were terrified. Guard Captain, I think we should leave quickly. It is too dangerous here. If the Star Ninja comes out, we will all die here diaresis. However, Duo Yulong shook his head. I will not leave. I have always wanted to find this opportunity. If the Star Ninja really appears, that would be great. I can compete with him. In this way, I can get 2 Star Ninja star fragments today. There was a sound of trees falling from the distant woods. Ba bang bang. At this moment, everyone saw a figure not far away, rushing towards them. The leader among them wore a mysterious mask on his face. Hitaki Kusuo took a look and found that this man was also wearing an Anbu mask. Lord Hitaki Kusuo. Who is this person? Do we want to participate in this operation? Natsuhi turned around and opened Hitaki Kusuo's mind a little, but Hitaki Kusuo gently shook his head. If this person doesn't have what we want, we can just ignore it. The few people who came out in front of Hitaki Kusuo's team showed no mercy. They are just some empty-mouthed kids. As for the strength of several of them, Hitaki Kusuo didn't care. While the two of them were talking, the photographer not far away began to walk towards a few people, feeling the chakra on the opponent's body. Everyone here began to tremble. Oh my god. I have never seen such a strong ninja. We must be dead now. It's over. It's been targeted by it. We can't escape at all. It must be here today. We will definitely die here when it's over. The ninjas of the Bear Country were trembling with fear and breaking out in cold sweat. There was an expression of despair and horror on his face. What's so scary? Isn't it just the Star Ninja? I don't care what his strength is. I will definitely kill him when he comes over. Duo Yulong, on the other hand, looked calm. There was even a trace of contemptuous smile on his face. You're a bunch of cowards. You can tell right away that you are useless. Forget it, you just stay here, I'll go and subdue it. As soon as he finished speaking, he raised his sword and charged towards the Anbu ninjas of the Kingdom of Water. Don't overestimate your own capabilities. Sha Tian shook her head helplessly and sighed. Can he beat that man? Nohara Yi asked Sha Tian in a low voice. Sha shook his head. He has a narrow escape this time. I'm afraid he won't even be able to catch a single move. Ah. Then, should we save him? Nohara Yi asked anxiously. Sha Ri sighed. No need. At this moment, Duo Yulong was already close to Man Yu. You will die now. Look at me, the rain of pear blossom sword. Duo Yulong shouted and leapt into the air. Boom. Qian Lihao, however, at the moment when Duo Yulong leapt into the air, Man Yu suddenly opened his mouth. Then a blazing flame burst out of his mouth. After seeing this scene, Kusuo Hitaki was not surprised. After the last battle, Kusuo Hitaki had discovered that they could use other types of chakra. We don't need to participate in this matter, we can just stand here and watch. After hearing what Kusuo Hitaki said, Shari looked back and nodded. With a bang, before Duo Yulong could react, the whole person collided directly with the blazing flame. Then, he was burned to ashes. Chapter 282. Seeing this scene, the ninjas of Bear Country were completely shocked. Captain! Guard Captain! The latter shouted with trembling lips. But it was useless to shout now, because Duo Yulong had been completely reduced to ashes. Only a pile of ashes remained. This made the ninjas of Bear Country even more panicked and scared. A look of despair suddenly appeared on their faces. It's over, we're definitely dead. What should we do? What should we do? The captain of the guard is really something. He could have escaped, but he insisted on challenging himself. Now, no one can be saved. However, compared to Sha Ri, he was not panicked at all. Just a little sigh at Duo Yulong's death. He was still hesitating to rescue him. But he didn't expect Duo Yulong's strength to be so weak that he couldn't even beat him with one move. Maybe this is his destiny. People like him who are arrogant and overconfident will not survive one episode in TV. So this is his fate. Sha Ri didn't feel much sympathy. Sha Ri, what should we do now? Can you beat this ninja? Nohara Yi was a little nervous, with sweat on his forehead and palms. Sha Ri turned his head and saw that Hitaki Kusuo was asking for Hitaki Kusuo's opinion. Anyway, that person is dead. If Mengetsu Kazuki behind us attacks us, we will do it. At that time, you can also kill him directly. After Hitaki Kusuo approved, Sha Ri nodded immediately. But as soon as this sentence was finished, Mengetsu Kazuki immediately rushed towards the two. Mengetsu Kazuki's main task here is to find Hitaki Kusuo and Sha Ri, and find clues about the two knives from them. Master Hitaki Kusuo, it seems that Kito Manu has already attacked us. Can I do it? Hitaki Kusuo nodded gently after hearing what Sha Ri said. I'll try. Sister Sha Ri. Sha Ri was about to take off, but was stopped by Nohara Yi. Nohara Yi looked at Sha Ri with a worried look on her face. She was really afraid that Sha Ri would have an accident. Don't worry, I'll be fine. He is not my opponent. Sha Ri smiled confidently. Nohara Yi nodded half doubtfully. You must be careful. This guy may be stronger than the previous Ringo Yuyuri. Sha Ri nodded, and then jumped up. Then, his body was suspended in the air. Powerful chakra emanated from his body. The chakra stirred the surrounding air, causing Sha Ri's clothes and long hair to fly. Sha Ri gently raised her palm. The star ninja in the distance seemed to feel the power of Sha Ri's body, and was not as arrogant as before. There seemed to be a trace of fear in its eyes. Because Sha Ri had already burst out the chakra in his body. So it felt it. What a strong breath, what a strong chakra. Who is this beauty? Why does he have such a strong breath and chakra? Isn't he an outer ninja of the Star Ninja village? But why is the chakra in his body so strong? It's strange, has his strength reached the level of Cage? It's difficult to have such a strong power without reaching the level of Cage. It seems that this guy was hiding his strength before, maybe this is his real strength. Cage level strength. It turns out that this is a master of cage level strength. If so, maybe we really have hope. The Bear Country ninja was shocked, and his eyes were full of disbelief. They didn't expect Shari's strength to be so strong again. This is simply an accident. Stop. The figure roared. Boom. Then he opened his mouth and blew a blazing fire at Shari in the sky. The rocket broke through the air and rushed towards Shari. Shari's mouth slightly raised, revealing a contemptuous smile. Peacock magic. Cut. Shari recited a mantra. Then he pushed out with his right palm. Then, a star chakra wave erupted from his palm. The star chakra wave rolled and expanded rapidly. Big, rushed towards the flames. Boom. With a bang, the star chakra wave instantly rushed towards the flames and extinguished the flames in an instant. Not only that, the star chakra wave rolled forward and quickly came to the front of the figure. While the figure had not yet reacted, it hit the figure directly. With a bang, the 1,000-year-old figure was knocked back. Manzuki Kazuki was instantly injured. A mouthful of blood flowed out from the corner of its mouth. Hiss. When the Bear Country ninjas saw this scene, they all gasped in fear. They had never seen such a powerful strength. They did not expect that Shari's strength was so strong. Not only did he block Manzuki Kazuki's attack with one palm, he even injured the opponent internally. Moreover, Shari did not seem to have used his full strength just now, but just a light palm. At a glance at this situation, you can tell that the strength is 1,000 miles apart. Chapter 283. It seems that Mangetsu Kazuki is definitely going to lose. Stop. But at this moment, Mangetsu Kazuki roared, and then a pair of wings suddenly grew out of his back. Puff, puff. The figure flapped its wings and flew up like a dragon. Once again shocked everyone. Damn, has this guy mutated? He even grew a pair of wings. Awesome, I thought he was going to run away, but I didn't expect this guy to mutate and fly into the air. It seems that this guy is also very powerful. Star Ninja is really powerful and can transform. It's simply too powerful. Today I finally saw the legendary Star Ninja's power. There was a burst of exclamations below. And at this moment, Nohara Yi was also sweating for Shari. However, only Hitaki Kusuo himself knew that this was all because of Orochimaru's transformation. So Mangetsu Kazuki can easily use the power of the stars. Although until now, Shari's strength seems to be far above Manzuki Kazuki. But it seems that this ninja is also very powerful. Being able to transform and not be beaten away means that he must have strength and must have a backup plan. So, the current situation is indeed a bit dangerous. Not bad, I didn't expect this guy to be stronger than I thought. I really don't want to kill it. There was a hint of appreciation in Shari's eyes. Swish. Shari spread his palm, and with a swish, a bell ring instantly appeared in his palm. As that, the puppet secret ring. At this time, a ninja from the Bear Country recognized the magic weapon in Shari's hand. Puppet secret ring. What is this? Is it powerful? A young man asked curiously. This is more than amazing. This puppet secret ring, as long as it is put on the neck of a ninja, any ninja will be controlled, even the most ferocious ninja will instantly become as obedient as a puppy. It's incredible, I didn't expect to see this puppet secret ring in this place. You know, this puppet secret ring is wanted by many people, but it has never been found. It has been missing for almost hundreds of years. I just heard about it. At that time, I thought it might be a legend. I didn't expect it to be true. The young man was shocked. Hitaki Kusuo was also a little surprised when he saw this scene. This thing should be in Kuroko's hands, but he didn't expect Kuroko to leave it to Shari before leaving. This is really strange. Why does this woman have this magic weapon? How did she get it? Moreover, her skills are very strong. You can't tell that she is an outer ninja. What is her identity? Why is she so strong? Why does she have such a top-grade magic weapon around her? Another young man was confused. However, they didn't know that this was the magic weapon that the system rewarded Shari when he signed in. Shari had received countless magic weapons, and this was just one of them, and it wasn't the best one either. It was just that Shari had always used his chakra sword, and most of the magic weapons were hidden in his system, and he only used them occasionally. Today, he also used this puppet secret ring for the first time, because he thought this figure was pretty good and wanted to subdue it as his mount. A long time ago, he wanted to find a mount for himself, but he had never found a suitable one, so today he took a fancy to this figure. Zero, please give me flowers. He thought this guy was suitable. Go. Shari said, and then threw the ring in his hand out, and then the puppet secret ring swooshed and swooshed. Finally, it was put on the neck of Manu of Ghost Lantern. The figure wanted to struggle, but he had no choice. The iron ring was already on his neck and couldn't be taken off at all. The bell made a clanging sound, which gave people a harsh feeling. In less than a moment, Manu suddenly stopped calling and made a whining sound. After the figure became quiet, it suddenly flew slowly towards Shari. It was like a well-behaved puppy. It was no longer as fierce as before. And fierce. No longer has the wildness from before. At this moment, everyone below was stunned. The ninjas of the Bear Country were amazed. At this time, a young man came forward and whispered, "Let's go now. Our guard captain has offended her just now. He will definitely not let us go. So let's run away now. This woman is much more terrible than those star ninjas. If we don't run away, we will have no chance." Then, everyone ran away timidly. Shari knew that they were running away, but he didn't care or pay attention. Shari didn't have much conflict with them, and he didn't have time to teach those people a lesson. "Master Hitaki Kusuo, I have subdued this person." Seeing Mangetsu Kazuki who had been brought here, Hitaki Kusuo nodded gently. Chapter 284. Although Mangetsu Kazuki didn't react at all, Hitaki Kusuo knew in his heart that with his strength, it wouldn't take long for him to start resisting. The most important thing is that it is controlled by Orochimaru. Through his transparent world, Kusuo Hitaki can clearly feel that Orochimaru's control over it has not been lifted. In this way, this is a battle between puppetry and puppetry. But Kusuo Hitaki is still very clear in his heart that if he can control it, he can still get some information from him. "Master Kusuo Hitaki, how should we deal with it now?" Kusuo Hitaki stretched out his hand and made a wiping gesture under his neck. In the original work, Kusuo Hitaki knew very well that operating the impure world reincarnation is very demanding for a person. So now it can create more resources for garlic, and waste is actually a good thing for Kusuo Hitaki. Shari gently walked to the girl's side and took out a shuriken from his hand. "Here is this for you." Shari handed it to Nohara-yi. "What is this?" Nohara-yi asked curiously. "This is an exploding talisman shuriken." Exploding talisman shuriken. This is the exploding talisman shuriken that will explode immediately after it touches the opponent. Nohara-yi was surprised. Shari nodded. "I didn't expect you to have an exploding talisman shuriken. You are so amazing. How do you have so many magic weapons? How did you get them?" Shari smiled and said, "It will take a while to explain it. I will give it to you now. I think this exploding talisman shuriken will help you a lot in the future." When Nohara-yi heard that Shari was going to give him an exploding talisman shuriken, he was surprised and widened his eyes. Then he shook his head and refused. "How can this be possible? How can I accept your exploding talisman shuriken? You saved me several times before, and then gave me a large piece of star fragments. Now you are going to give me an exploding talisman shuriken. How can I accept yours? I am already very grateful to you, so you should take this exploding talisman shuriken back. I won't accept it from you. Besides, this is a rare ninja tool. I think you must have gotten it with great difficulty, so I absolutely cannot take it." However, Shari still stuffed the exploding talisman shuriken into Nohara-yi's hand. "You must accept this. You came here to do these things for your mother. Putting this thing in your hands will also provide you with a guarantee of safety. Although we don't know each other much, it is fate after all. Besides, your strength is not strong. This detonating talisman shuriken can be used by anyone with any cultivation. If you take it, no one will do anything to you in the future. If you want to go up the mountain to find star fragments in the future, you can also find them by your own ability. Under Shari's repeated persuasion, Nohara-yi had no choice but to accept it. Plop. Nohara-yi cried with emotion. Then he knelt down in front of Shari with a plop. What are you doing? Get up quickly. Before Shari helped Nohara-yi up, Nohara-yi kowtowed in front of Su-chen. Thank you, Sister Shari. I will never forget your kindness. When my mother recovers from her illness, I will definitely repay you. Shari nodded. Okay, get up quickly and take the star fragments back to see your mother. She needs your help now. Star Ninja Village. After the previous incident, Kusuo Hatake now realized that it was necessary to return to Star Ninja Village 0. If you come here, you can just find out what happened before. You can also check whether there are any lost star fragments in the village. After arriving at the entrance of the village, Kusuo Hatake turned his head and glanced at Shari. I'll leave this matter to you alone. Can you do it well? Shari nodded. Don't worry, Lord Kusuo Hatake, I'm just going back to check if these small tasks are still okay for me. After seeing what Shari said, Kusuo Hatake was relieved. Although Kusuo Hatake had done some meaningful things in this village before, but after all, the world is in a state where Kusuo Hatake doesn't want to make too many public appearances here. After Shari left, Kusuo Hatake immediately turned his head to the small village that the previous Xingying had left. The village is located. Xiari didn't know where he was. As soon as Shari came back, she saw the daimyo of Star Ninja Village and daimyo of Star Ninja Village Chu Huo angrily questioning Shari Ang outside the training room. Don't lie to us, tell us the truth, where did he go? Do you know that guy got into a big trouble today? The daimyo of Star Ninja Village was very angry and stared at Shari Ang with big eyes. Shari Ang couldn't even raise her head. But she didn't plan to tell them where Shari was. I don't know where he went. Star Ninja Village daimyo Chu Huoshan took a breath and asked in a gentle tone. Shariang, I hope you can tell us the truth. Now the daimyo of Bear Country has come to Star Ninja Village. He said that an outer ninja from our Star Ninja Village killed the great ninja of Bear Country, Duo Yulong. Chapter 285. Although Bear Country is just a newly established ninja village, it is their great ninja after all, and the one who killed their great ninja was an outer ninja from our Star Ninja Village, so we must find an explanation for this matter. When we were cleaning up just now, none of our outer ninjas from Star Ninja Village went out, except Shari. Now we just found out that he is not there again, which means that this matter is very likely done by him. So, if you don't say it, you are shielding the murderer. After hearing this question from Star Ninja Village daimyo Chu Huo, Shari, who was hiding behind the wall, frowned solemnly. A hint of surprise appeared on his face. Did I kill Duo Yulong? How is that possible? Didn't he die at the hands of Ghost 06 Deng Man Yu? Why do people from Bear Country say that I killed Duo Yulong? However, Shari soon figured it out. Could it be that those guys framed me? Shari guessed that it should be like this. What confused him was that how could those ninjas from Bear Country be so shameless? Besides, there was no big conflict between them. Besides, he also saved those ninjas from Bear Country. If it weren't for him today, those guys would all be finished. Shari had to get to the bottom of this matter. However, the most important thing now is to solve the current problem. However, Shariang still shook his head. He said with a wronged and fearful face. Star Ninja Village daimyo Chu Huo, Star Ninja Village daimyo, I really don't know where he went, and I am sure he didn't go out. He just left not long ago. He said he was going to change clothes or something, so I really don't know where he went. I think he should still be in Star Ninja Village. Pa. However, as soon as Shariang finished speaking, the Star Ninja Village daimyo slapped him in the face. Don't quibble anymore. Believe it or not, I will torture you. I've said it before, that bastard just likes to hide things from the world. I often come here but never see her. She always goes here and there. I don't know what she is doing. At that time, this person was against cultivating the power of the stars. I have always been brooding over this matter, but I have been too lazy to care about it for so long. Besides, he has caused such a big disaster today. He should not think about staying in the Star Ninja Village today. I must make him get out of the Star Ninja Village today. The star ninja village Daming was extremely angry, with a pair of eyes burning with rage. He wanted to beat Shari into a cripple. Seeing this scene, Shari frowned solemnly. The last time there was a problem in the village, these people never showed up. On the contrary, now that all the incidents have been settled, they have stood up. Then, he strode out. Star Ninja Village Daimyo, aren't you going too far? Shari didn't intend to give the Star Ninja Village Daimyo face, and asked directly and coldly. Shari, where have you been? Star Ninja Village Daimyo Chu Huo asked in a reproachful tone. His face instantly became serious. In his eyes, there was a trace of disdain and contempt, and he kept disdaining. You bastard! You waste! Where on earth have you been? Star Ninja Village Daimyo rushed up in anger. Swish! Then, he spread his hands, and then a whip was instantly taken out of his hand. You bastard, kneel down quickly. It's okay to be absent from work, but you are still outside causing trouble for our Star Ninja Village. Do you want to piss me off to death? Kneel down quickly, and take dozens of whips from me first. I didn't make any mistakes, why should I kneel down? Shari asked. You didn't make a mistake. You were absent from work and went outside without my consent. The most important thing is that you also killed Duo Yulong, the guard of the Bear Country. Now the daimyo and other daimyo of the Bear Country have come to ask for punishment, saying that it was done by an outer ninja of our Star Ninja Village. I and other daimyo have also cleaned up. You are the only outer ninja of our Star Ninja Village who is not here. So who else could have done this if not you? So, you can't escape responsibility today no matter what. You must be severely punished today, and from now on you are no longer a ninja of the Star Ninja Village. You will never step into the Star Ninja Village again. Even if your parents kneel down to me in the future, I will not sympathize with them at all. Shari frowned. Mao said seriously. I don't know a person named Duo Yulong, and I don't know how he died. This matter has nothing to do with me. Besides, don't you think about it, I am now a Star Shadow. How could I easily attack an unknown junior? After hearing what Shari said, the Star Ninja Village Daimyo and the Star Ninja Village Daimyo Chu Huo looked at each other in confusion. They really ignored this problem. Chapter 286. Yes, if that's the case, then we really ignored this problem. No matter how strong Shari is, he can't beat the big ninja of the Bear Country. How could he die in Shari's hands? But the Star Ninja Village Daimyo still said angrily, I don't care if you are the murderer today, generally speaking, you have to be beaten. Besides, you don't have to fight him face to face and beat him to death. Maybe you used some tricks to make him careless. Moreover, at that time, the ninjas of the Bear Country said that the young man who killed them had taken out the forehead protector of the Star Ninja Village. It was indeed the forehead protector of the Star Ninja Village ninja. The Star Ninja Village Daimyo paused for a moment, and his tone became more and more angry. Besides, the ninjas in our Star Ninja Village are very obedient, especially the new ninjas. They have been taking classes or practicing martial arts in the village. They have no time or opportunity to go out. But you are always running around. Many times I came here and didn't see your shadow. I just turned a blind eye, and you happened to be away today. Then I ask you where you went just now. Why can't we find you? If you are really in the Star Ninja Village. Except for Sha Riang to testify for you. Sha Ri really has no evidence to prove that he is in the Star Ninja Village, and he really went out. In this way, this evidence is really hard to show. Chu Huo, Duo Yulong was not killed by Sha Ri. At this time, the Great Master Yingwo appeared. Great Master. The Great Master of the Star Ninja Village, Chu Huo and Sha Riang, bowed and saluted. Daimyo, how can you say that he didn't kill the person? Do you really have evidence to prove that he is not the murderer of Duo Yulong? Or do you intend to conceal this matter because of the relationship between you two? The daimyo of Star Ninja Village asked doubtfully. Hatsunami shook his head, touched his beard, and smiled. I know him well, and I believe he doesn't have the strength to kill Duo Yulong. Even if he used a dirty trick, he is not Duo Yulong's opponent, and Duo Yulong will not die so easily. Besides, this matter is just what they said, and they didn't see it with their own eyes. How can we believe it? Maybe those ninjas from the Bear Country pushed the responsibility to the Star Ninja Village in order to escape responsibility. So this matter no one can tell for sure, so we don't need to be so sure. Then, the great name Yingwo walked up to Shari and said to Shari with a knowing smile. Shari, I know you are not the murderer of Duo Yulong. However, you still have to face this matter with us. The daimyos of the Bear Country are still in the square of the Star Ninja Village. You come with us to take a look. I want to see how they are going to shift the responsibility to our Star Ninja Village. Then, Yingwo's face became majestic. Humph, the Bear Country is quite bold this time. They came to sue without any basis. Their tone is so sure. I want to see what evidence they can come up with to prove it. At this moment, a familiar figure appeared beside Shari. After Shari turned around and saw this figure, he immediately knelt on one knee. Lord Hitaki Kusuo didn't expect you to come here. Hitaki Kusuo was actually observing from the outside for a long time. It was just because Kusuo Hitaki was still planning to look for the remaining knives, and he was not in the mood to get entangled with them for the time being. Backquote, there are some things to deal with, and I will come over naturally after I have dealt with them. After hearing what Kusuo Hitaki said, Shari nodded immediately. However, the other people in the room looked at Kusuo Hitaki, and their eyes were indeed full of hostility. The last time there was a problem in the village, Kusuo Hitaki alone turned the tide. But at that time, the daimyo in the village had already hidden away. And their village was usually very hidden, and they had never known or understood the role of Kusuo Hitaki. Lord Kusuo Hitaki, please don't blame me for this matter. Shari didn't want such a thing to involve Kusuo Hitaki, Qian Li Jiao. Suo Hitaki's eyes just lightly swept over the bodies of several people. I'll leave this matter to you. I found that they may have something about the star fragments. If you can get such information from them, it will be convenient for you to handle this matter. After the voice fell, the figure of Hitaki Kusuo disappeared instantly. Shari nodded devoutly in the direction where Hitaki Kusuo disappeared. The Star Ninja Village can be what it is today thanks to Hitaki Kusuo. If Hitaki Kusuo hadn't taken action last time, if it were not for the Star Ninja Village, the village would have been completely destroyed. Chapter 287. In the square of the Star Ninja Village. Several daimyos of the Bear Country were sitting on chairs, looking at the daimyos of the Star Ninja Village angrily. Although the Star Ninja Village is the leader of all the ninja villages in the Bear Country, you shouldn't go too far, right? Star fragments are not only in your village, I hope you won't be too arrogant. At this moment, after hearing this sentence from a distance, Kusuo Hitaki raised a satisfied smile at the corner of his mouth. Although the Mizukage has not been killed yet, it is not bad that they can find such a thing now. It is simply an impossible task for Uchiha Obito to actively kill all the tailed beasts alone. Especially now that Nagato has regained the Samsara Eye, naturally Kusuo Hitaki doesn't know whether his eyes can be restored to their original state. But after all, he still cast a spell on Hinata's eyes. Even if our Bear Country guard Duo Yulong did something wrong, he shouldn't have been killed. Although we didn't see it with our own eyes, several of our Bear Country brothers said that they saw with their own eyes that it was the outer ninja of the Star Ninja Village who killed Duo Yulong. And that guy had shown his forehead protector before, and it was indeed the forehead protector of the outer ninja of the Star Ninja Village. So these are all evidence. We came here today to ask for an explanation. The great name of Bear Country was angry, with a hint of arrogance. The tone was certain, as if it was completely confirmed. Why do you say that? You don't have any evidence at all. You don't even know what the person looks like. Why do you say that it was done by the ninja of our Star Ninja Village? The three great names said angrily. Tell us what happened today again, and you must tell the truth. The great name of Bear Country ordered the ninjas who entered the Kusagakure village with Duo Yulong. A tall and thin young man with small eyes and a big mouth came forward and answered. Today we went to Kitayama with the captain of the guard to hunt ninjas. We didn't plan to go to Kusagakure village, but we saw someone in Kusagakure village, so we went into Kusagakure village together. In fact, we didn't quite recognize who that guy was at the time, and we didn't quite know what he looked like. We just saw a back from a distance. We were separated from the captain of the guard at the time. Later, I only heard the captain of the guard scream, and then we rushed over. However, when we arrived, it was too late, and the captain of the guard was seriously injured. He told us that the outer ninjas of the Star Ninja Village killed him in order to compete with him for the star fragments, and then he was wiped out after he finished speaking. Hearing this, the daimyos of the Star Ninja Village frowned solemnly. Because they felt that there must be something hidden. Because they could see that the young man's eyes were a little evasive, which meant that he was lying. If no one saw it, how can you say you saw it with your own eyes? Don't the ninjas of the Bear Country lie? At this moment, the great name Yingwo and Shari arrived together. Great name. All the daimyos immediately stood up and saluted the great name. Although the great names of the Bear Country are also great names, their identities are still different. The great names of the Bear Country also had to bow and salute in front of Yingwo. Any daimyos who saw the great name of the head of the sword sect had to salute. Just now you said that you heard your guard captain Duo Yulong say that the ninjas of the Star Ninja Village killed him. Yingwo asked the young man with a serious expression. The young man was so scared that his body trembled slightly and cold sweat broke out. At this moment, she couldn't control her nervousness. After all, the one standing in front of him was the great name Yingwo, the head of the sword sect. What's your name? Yingwo asked. My name is Yuman. The young man answered with trembling lips. Yuman. This name is quite good, but why do you look so timid and cowardly? What you said doesn't match your eyes at all. Your eyes have been avoiding us. Are you afraid of something? Are you afraid that others will see that you are lying? Ah. Yuman was so scared that he fell to his knees. I really didn't lie, master. I really didn't lie. Firefly shook her robe and sat down on the chair. Then she smiled and said to Yuman. Then, do you know his name? Or his face? Yuman shook his head with a trembling body. At this moment, he didn't know what to do. He was so scared that his mind was blank. And the ninjas from the Bear Country standing next to him were so scared that their bodies were shaking like pits, and cold sweat broke out. Everyone lowered their heads and didn't dare to look up at Master Yingwo. Because Yingwo's momentum was too strong. They were so overwhelmed that they couldn't breathe. They had never seen such a majestic name. They had never been so afraid of others. Do you want me to find all the people in the Star Ninja Village, and then you can recognize them one by one? No. No need. Yuman quickly handed over the shaking head. Chapter 288. HMPH. Firefly snorted coldly. Since you can't recognize who it is and you're not willing to point it out, how can you prove that the ninja from our Star Ninja Village killed your guard captain? Besides, maybe your guard captain lied in the end, or he didn't even know who the other party was. We don't know how Duo Yulong died, and you didn't explain it clearly. The whole process was just told by you. Now you are asked to identify the person, but you don't know who it is. Who gave you the courage and confidence that it must be someone from our Star Ninja Village who killed your guard captain? I think, maybe you killed your guard captain, so you deliberately framed our Star Ninja Village, right? Firefly said this, and Yuman was so scared that he peed on the spot. Bear Country. It's just a barely mainstream ninja village. Without any evidence, they actually rushed directly to our Star Ninja Village to call for punishment. If this gets out, how will other ninja villages feel? Aren't you Bear Country a little too arrogant? The words of Firefly scared several daimyos of Bear Country. If Firefly was really angered, Bear Country might be completely closed today. We in the Star Ninja Village have always been fair and above board. Just now, I asked several daimyos to clean up all the ninjas in our Star Ninja Village. No ninja went out. All the ninjas in our Quanjian sect have always been diligent and have never thought of going to such a far place. So, this matter is either someone lied, or our Star Ninja Village was framed. As for who wants to frame our Star Ninja Village, I think you should be able to investigate it yourself in Qingshan, or you should be able to understand it in your heart. After you go back this time, I think you should know what to do. Of course, our Star Ninja Village will also investigate this matter clearly. If it is really framed, our Star Ninja Village will never let him go and will definitely make him pay a heavy price. The words of Yingwo scared Yuman so much that he broke out in cold sweat and his heart was about to rise to his throat. The whole person was panicking. This is a big trouble. The daimyos of the Bear Country were also scared and dared not say a word. Although they showed reluctance in their eyes, they had no right to speak now. They had no right to refute. Not only did they have no evidence, but they were also not confident enough. They were just a newly minted ninja village daimyo. What qualifications and abilities did they have? So now they had no choice but to return. HMPH. The people of the Bear Country are too arrogant, too presumptuous, daring to bully our Star Ninja Village, and they don't take our Star Ninja Village seriously, right? The other daimyo snorted angrily. Daimyo, why did you let them go like this? Don't you want to teach them a lesson? If you let them go this time, I don't know if they will come to our Star Ninja Village to shit next time. The three daimyo asked in confusion. Firefly shook his head and smiled faintly. We don't need to worry about this matter. After all, we don't know whether what Yuman said just now is true or false. However, we still have to investigate this matter. After all, it is related to human life. In short, I don't believe that our Xingnan village killed Duo Yulong. There must be someone who is framing our Xingnan village or putting the responsibility on our Xingnan village. So we must find out and find that hateful person. This matter can't just be let go. Zero, please give flowers. Firefly touched his beard, thought for a moment, and said to the three great names, this matter is left to you. Okay, everyone disperse. Firefly just evacuated the daimyos, and then said to Shari. Shari, I have something to tell you, you come with me first. Shari was a little surprised and unexpected. He didn't expect that the daimyo's Firefly actually had something to say to him. In fact, Shari could tell from the look in the eyes of the Great Master just now that the Great Master seemed to have something to say to him. However, what surprised him a little was that the Great Master seemed to respect him a lot. It always felt different from usual. These are some fragments I taught you. If you have some needs for these fragments, maybe he can help you with something at a certain time. After that, a large piece of star fragments was placed in Shari's hand. Shari was moved when he saw this scene. Hitaki Kusuo and the other two were traveling outside, and these things were exactly what Hitaki Kusuo needed now. You can leave the things in the village to me at ordinary times. You can rest assured to accompany Hitaki Kusuo. If Hitaki Kusuo needs any help from our village, you can come to me at any time. Don't worry. I am still very good friends with Hitaki Kusuo. And my strength has also improved a lot recently. Hearing this, Yingwo was relieved. If the issues in the village are resolved, we should withdraw now. The Mizukage's people are making moves again. Chapter 289. After Hitaki Kusuo finished speaking, Shari was stunned for a moment, and then quickly put away the shuriken in his hand. For Shari, shuriken is the most commonly used weapon. Lord Hitaki Kusuo, we should have no problem this time. Hitaki Kusuo had never fought in the previous battles. But Shari had some concerns about these battles. Although Shari had directly dealt with those people some time ago. But Shari still had some concerns about his own strength. Because the opponents they met these times did not have the 857 ninja swords in their hands. Don't worry, it shouldn't be used this time, so the trouble can be solved. Hitaki Kusuo was very clear about Shari's current strength, even if he met those previous opponents. With Shari, he should be able to deal with them easily. By the way, Lord Hitaki Kusuo. What exactly is the news you told me before? Shari immediately turned his head and looked at Hitaki Kusuo. Kusuo Hitaki threw a scroll in his hand to Shari. The things on it were found out recently. It is said that the 5 of them should be near a forest. Shari looked at the scroll and found that the place recorded in the scroll was the cave where they had hidden before. It just so happens that we haven't gone out to visit them for a long time. Since they have been searching for our location, we might as well do it directly. This will be more refreshing. Kusuo Hitaki is now very clear about Shari's strength, and naturally he is not worried about any problems. When Kusuo Hitaki took the lead and rushed over, he found that they were killing people here. Ideographic comma. Some places where Kusuo Hitaki and Shari had hidden before have now been massacred. Even when they took action, they never left anyone alive. Master Kusuo Hitaki and his men really went too far this time. Even Shari couldn't stand their behavior. Hitaki Kusuo, but this time they seem to be planning to fight us to the death, otherwise they would never do such a thing according to their habits. Hitaki Kusuo was also very clear about the behavior of those people on the opposite side. If it were in the past, they would generally choose to massacre a village or kidnap some people to threaten Hitaki Kusuo. But now, they actually went to massacre so many villages directly. These people look like a group of killing machines. Shari closed his eyes and immediately used his peacock magic. Soon Shari found the traces of the people on the opposite side. Master Hitaki Kusuo, it seems that the 5 of them should not be far from where we are now. Hitaki Kusuo could easily find their location using his conflict world. Hitaki Kusuo was very clear about himself, and the use of the world was much easier than Shari's peacock magic. Since you have found them, what are you going to do now? Hitaki Kusuo looked at Shari nervously. After this period of training, the choice made by Shari is crucial for Hitaki Kusuo. In the past, Shari did not have the fighting strength he has now, but now Shari has enough strength 0. Master Hitaki Kusuo, if we can meet them, I will definitely avenge the people of these villages and kill all 5 of them. When Hitaki Kusuo heard what Shari said, he breathed a sigh of relief. I can feel relieved to hear you say this. In this case, let's kill all of them. Hitaki Kusuo knew very well that the leader this time must be Ziguashan Puffer Ghost. The last time they met the opponent, it was because he took the lead. This time, with the strength of Ziguashan Puffer Ghost, plus the swordsmanship of the other 4 people, I am afraid that no one would have the strength to compete with them. The strongest of the villages they have met so far is generally the Jonin. But Ziguashan Puffer Ghost and his few people can easily kill dozens of Jonin. Don't worry, Master Hitaki Kusuo, I will definitely catch them and bring them all to justice. After hearing this, Hitaki Kusuo just nodded lightly and said nothing else. For Hitaki Kusuo, getting the knife in their hands is the most important thing. But Hitaki Kusuo is still very familiar with the original work. The strength of the 2 of them, Ziguashan Pufferfish Ghost and Tongsao Yebiren, is very strong. The advantage is that it will take a while for the other 2 to deal with them even with Shari's current strength. If you use a word to describe these 2 people, then the 4 words, killing machine, are the most suitable for them. Chapter 290. Even if an ordinary Chunin or Genin meets them, they will definitely die. If they don't cut their opponents in half, they will probably blow them into sieves. If they meet them, they are at the level of Jonin, then maybe there is a possibility of survival. Because of this, the Mizukage is now using the 2 to continuously expand his strength. It seems that several of them are rushing towards us. Shari soon discovered the traces of the people on the opposite side. However, at this moment, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost and the 5 people of Tongsao Yebiren on the opposite side have also discovered the figures of Hitaki Kusuo and the 2. Captain, the target should be not far in front of us now. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost narrowed his eyes and immediately ordered 06. From now on, everyone should pay attention to the strength of the 2 people. It is said that they are not weak. Be sure to act with caution. At this moment, the conversation between the several people has also been discovered by Hitaki Kusuo. It is not surprising to say that, after all, his character in the original book is a very cautious person. If there are other people nearby, kill those who are in the way first. After saying this, the 4 people of Tongsao Yebiren immediately rushed in other directions. This is also the tactic formulated by the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost and the others. They had learned from the information of the Mizukage that the strength of Kusuo Hitaki and Shari was not ordinary. When encountering such an opponent, they must first kill all the other assistants around him. Finally, they will annihilate the 2 of them together. Ziguashan Pufferfish Ghost, I'll go to this area to take a look first. Don't act rashly. Tongsao Yebiren soon discovered that the 2 people on the other side were not ordinary. He then prepared to lay the groundwork in this area in advance. That's good. You prepare some traps in this area first. When the traps are not good, we will work together. I don't believe that these two people can be the opponents of so many of us. The reason why the Ziguashan pufferfish ghost is so fearless is also because of the chakra line behind his body. Master Kusuo Hitaki, should we start first? Now Shari has discovered that several people on the opposite side are preparing. If they really let them prepare all the traps, they will definitely encounter considerable obstacles when they start fighting. You don't need to prepare. Let's hide in the cave for a while and see what they are going to do. Shari's main goal is to kill them and then give the beans in their hands to Hitaki Kusuo. But Shari didn't know that Hitaki Kusuo also wanted to know the ultimate goal of Orochimaru's action this time. At the beginning, Orochimaru did not act as he did now. Now Orochimaru has begun to intervene in the matter of chakra. If he was allowed to finish speaking and get the power of these tailed beasts, Hitaki Kusuo dare not say what kind of results he can make with his strength. Okay. Shari never questioned Hitaki Kusuo's decision. Watching the people outside setting traps, after half an hour, Hitaki Kusuo nodded to Shari. It's almost time now, we can do it. After the voice fell, Hitaki Kusuo and Shari rushed out directly. But this time Hitaki Kusuo did not appear directly in front of the opposite side. Instead, he hid directly beside the tree on the other side. I'll leave this matter to you. I believe that with your strength, you should be able to deal with several of them. After hearing what Hitaki Kusuo said, Shari was a little nervous, but he still followed Hitaki Kusuo's order. Shari hid a shuriken in his hand. At the same time, on the other side of the shuriken, he tied an enhanced detonating tag. Are you the one called Shari? When Ziguashan Puffer Ghost saw Shari, he immediately sneered. According to the information, they should be two people carrying out the task at the same time. Although the Ziguashan Puffer Ghost has not seen the location of Hitaki Kusuo, Shari alone does not make him feel any sense of crisis. Tell me where Hitaki Kusuo is. If you tell me, I can let you keep a whole body. Shari frowned. You guys want to kill us right in front of me. Isn't that a bit too arrogant? But Ziguashan Puffer Ghost sneered and waved the big sword Samahata in his hand. You'd better weigh your own strength. If we want to kill you, we don't need to do it. The big sword Samahata in my hand is enough. Hitaki Kusuo, who was not far away, naturally heard this. Naturally, Hitaki Kusuo knew that the big sword Samahata used by Ziguashan Puffer Ghost would be stronger than that used by Kisame. Chapter 291. But I didn't expect that Ziguashan Puffer Ghost would be so confident in holding the big sword Samahata. If you still want to live, I'll give you one last chance. Tell me quickly, do you know where Hitaki Kusuo is? Ziguashan Puffer Ghost stood still and immediately used his peacock magic. Peacock magic. Open. Hitaki Kusuo was a little surprised when he saw the peacock magic used by Shari. The power used by Shari now was second only to the breathing law he created. And after these few battles, now the power used by Shari is much stronger than the power he had when he first met Shari. It seems that letting Shari teach this skill to the Demon Slayer Corps is really a correct choice. Hitaki Kusuo's mouth slightly raised after seeing this scene. But Hitaki Kusuo knew very well in his heart that with the power of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Demon, it was more than enough to deal with Shari. If Shari did not use the ninjutsu he had just created, he might not win under the current situation. How strong are you now? Can you deal with them? Hitaki Kusuo asked quietly. Although Hitaki Kusuo spoke in a low voice, Shari still heard it. Shari did not speak, but just made a reassuring gesture to the position where Hitaki Kusuo was. Since you are so confident, don't blame me for being ruthless. At the order of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Demon, the other people immediately surrounded Shari. At this time, they did not find that Hitaki Kusuo was watching them from a distance. If we start now, I think one of them will die in my hands. But the remaining four may not. Shari is very confident in his current explosive power. And they should not underestimate Shari too much. Since Shari came up with the peacock magic, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost has realized why the intelligence is so wary of Dao Zi's records. I really didn't realize that you are so good. After saying this, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost immediately walked towards Shari with the big knife Samahata in his hand. You guys don't need to move yet, just leave this person to me. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost knew very well that he could use the ability of his big knife Samahata to suppress Shari. Otherwise, with the power that Shari can exert now, it is estimated that if they take action, they will suffer. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost and others have no idea what kind of power the peacock magic that Shari is using now can exert. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Demon could clearly see that the peacock magic on Shari had made the chakra in Shari's body materialized. To deal with such a person, it is just right to pick up the big sword Samahata in his hand. You must be careful, the big sword Samahata in his hand can absorb all the chakra in your body and then turn it into his own chakra. After hearing the reminder from Hitaki Kusuo, Shari was stunned at first, but still treated the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Demon in front of him with caution. Don't worry, Master Hitaki Kusuo, I will definitely be able to give you the big sword Samahata in his hand. After the doubt fell, Shari took action first. This time, Shari did not intend to leave any room for the other party. Peacock Magic. Attack. A huge peacock transformed by chakra instantly appeared in the air. It looks like your peacock doesn't have much power. But after some recent battles, the peacock in Shari's hand has been able to show the strength of a summoned beast. The chakra peacock immediately rushed to the place where the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost was. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost immediately picked up the big sword Samahata in his hand and chopped it up. There was a loud bang, and then the bodies of the two people were suddenly frozen in place. But Hitaki Kusuo could clearly feel that the big sword Samahata in the hand of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost was absorbing the chakra of the peacock. And the power of the peacock began to weaken gradually. I told you a long time ago that with your strength, King Qian, is not afraid of you at all. The power in the hands of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost gradually increased, and the big sword Samahata directly smashed the peacock to pieces. After seeing this scene, Hitaki Kusuo frowned. It seems that Shari chose the wrong way to fight. With the strength of Ziguashan Puffer Ghost, he can just absorb the opponent's chakra, but Shari chose to transform his own chakra into an attacking weapon. Hitaki Kusuo knew in his heart that if such a fight continued, it would not be of any benefit to Shari. If you are so confident, you will regret it sooner or later. Shari snorted coldly and immediately pinched a finger gesture with his hand. Chapter 292. Big Fireball Technique. In an instant, a huge fireball spewed out of Shari's mouth and hit Ziguashan Puffer Ghost. But Ziguashan Puffer Ghost did not mean to dodge, but waved the big sword Samahata in his hand and continued to hit the flame. I told you a long time ago that there is no point in using this method to deal with me. Ziguashan Puffer Ghost pointed the big sword Samahata in his hand at the huge fireball, and instantly absorbed all the chakra in the flame. If you absorb all this chakra, you will regret it. Shari sneered and immediately formed a seal. Instantly, a huge flame began to burn in Shari's hand. The flame burned out along with the chakra released by Shari. Ziguashan Puffer Ghost was stunned at first and then picked up the big sword Samahata in his hand. It was found that the chakra absorbed in it had begun to become hotter at this moment. Look at you. You can actually use such a trick on me. At this moment, Ziguashan Puffer Ghost has also discovered the ninjutsu used by Shari. The number of people used by ordinary people is to directly burn the flame to other places. But the ninjutsu practiced by Shari can actually burn chakra directly. Don't you like singing very much? Then I will give it all to you. Shari's hand quickly formed a seal, and a huge peacock appeared in the air again. Peacock Magic. Defense. Just beside Shari, a tall peacock immediately appeared. At this moment, Ziguashan Puffer Ghost no longer dared to use the big sword Samahata in his hand to absorb the chakra of this peacock. The big sword Samahata in the hand of Ziguashan Puffer Ghost is now blooming with rich flames. It seems that he really has some tricks. But Hitaki Kusunoki was also very clear in his heart that it was not a surprise to deal with this trick with the strength of the big sword Samahata. Samahata. After Ziguashan Puffer Ghost roared, the size of the big sword Samahata in his hand quickly increased. I wonder if you can still deal with me now. Ziguashan Puffer Ghost knew in his heart that if he released the big sword Samahata in his hand, then he would be able to release the chakra contained in the big sword Samahata instantly. Water escape. Water dragon wall technique. Instantly, a tall water dragon arm appeared around the big sword Samahata, wrapping the big sword Samahata tightly in the middle. At the same time, the big sword Samahata also released all the fire chakra he had just absorbed. Instantly, a piercing sound was heard in the middle of the water dragon wall. Shari raised a contemptuous smile at the corner of his mouth, and his body rushed out instantly. Fire escape. Phoenix fire technique. Several layers of flames immediately hit the body of Ziguashan Puffer Ghost, and Ziguashan Puffer Ghost dodged repeatedly. Asshole. At this point, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost finally discovered the tricky part of Shari. Do we need to take action? The grass wild bait man beside him immediately became nervous. You don't need to take action for the time being. If you take action easily, you will probably suffer a loss when dealing with Shari in front of you. After a violent explosion, Ying's wounds began to heal gradually. It seems that these people still have the chakra that was restored before. At this point, Hitaki Kusuo is more certain that there must be Kabuto Yakushi behind these people. Except for him, there is no other medical ninja around Orochimaru. You have to be careful. They still have chakra that can be restored. If you can't kill him at once, I'm afraid their bodies will be restored repeatedly. After hearing the reminder from Kusuo Hitaki, Shari looked at the people in front of him more seriously. But after several attacks, Shari soon discovered a detail that was different from the past. Although the body of the Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish Ghost can recover output, the recovery speed is much slower than before. Lord Kusuo Hitaki, I found that the recovery speed of their injuries is much slower than before. After hearing what Shari said, Kusuo Hitaki also began to carefully observe the changes in the Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish Ghost and Tongsao Yebiran. Sure enough, just as Shari said, after they were injured, their recovery speed was much slower than before. It seems that if you want to recover the injuries of 5 people at once, it should not be so easy. Hitaki Kusuo finally discovered that this time's impure world reincarnation technique still had some drawbacks. Hitaki Kusuo immediately closed his eyes and carefully felt the chakra lines behind the 5 of them. Sure enough, the chakra lines behind them this time were much weaker than the previous ones. But the other chakra line that controlled the puppet was still exactly the same, without any changes. Hitaki Kusuo finally understood the new ninjutsu currently developed by the embassy. I didn't expect this Orochimaru to be so crazy. Orochimaru combined the puppet technique with a controlled technique. Chapter 293. All the powers he was good at were injected into a brand new living puppet. And this time the puppet was a strong man summoned by Orochimaru using the impure world reincarnation. So far, there has been no trace of Orochimaru and others. It seems that they should still be hiding in a mysterious place. But Kusuo Hitaki knew very well that if Orochimaru used such a ninjutsu, it meant that Orochimaru must have a base nearby. This ninjutsu has very high requirements for the ability of the caster to control chakra. In addition to Orochimaru, the only one who can do it perfectly is Kabuto Yakushi. Shari, you must be careful. Kusuo Hitaki reminded on the side. Shari immediately continued to perform his own peacock magic. With the cooperation of the fire shield, the peacock flying in the air became more powerful at this moment. Water escape. Water dragon bullet technique. A huge water ball instantly hit the peacock in the air. But after seeing this scene, Shari was not afraid at all. The last 2 moves against my peacock magic are not scary at all. The peacock in the air instantly became larger. At the same time, the flames burning on his body became more intense. Kusuo Hitaki used his the world can clearly feel that the chakra in Shari's body is constantly gushing out. And the fragments of the stars in Shari's blood are also constantly absorbing new chakra for Shari. It seems that Shari has already started to go all out. After Tongsao Yeran shouted, the remaining people immediately retreated in these 4 directions. After seeing this scene, Hitaki Kusuo was puzzled at first, and then his eyes became nervous immediately. Hitaki Kusuo had already felt that they had set some traps nearby. At this moment, their bodies were moving in different directions, probably preparing to trigger these traps. If this continues, Shari might be in danger. Hitaki Kusuo didn't know much about Shari's new strength. Although Shari's current strength was much stronger, it was very likely that he would lose his advantage in such a competition. Breathing of the Sun. Fifth style. Train. Instantly, a huge flame burned around Tsusugano and the others. Oh no! There are other ambushes nearby. When Tsusugano realized this, it was too late. Hitaki Kusuo immediately drew his sword and appeared behind Tsusugano. Now I give you a chance, put down the sword in your hand, otherwise I will kill you now. But after hearing what Hitaki Kusuo said clearly, Tsusugano did not show any fear. It seems that you should be the other person we are looking for. When Tsusugano saw Hitaki Kusuo, he was not afraid at all, but excited. It seems that the information we got between us is indeed correct. Both of you are here. In this case, you can die here. Tsusugano immediately prepared to draw his sword, but when Tsusugano's hand just touched his ninja sword, a sudden cold feeling came from his neck. Zero, please give me flowers, what? When Tsusonoe reached out and touched his neck, he found that a lot of blood had already flowed from his neck. And the ninja sword he had just touched was now in the hands of Hitaki Kusuo. Hitaki Kusuo turned around and walked in the opposite direction. Although Tsusonoe wanted to continue cursing at this moment, he couldn't make any sound. The scene in front of Tsusonoe began to become blurred. Now Tsusonoe finally understood why there was a record in the information they had seen before. It was clearly marked in the information that Hitaki Kusuo's strength was simply called the ceiling of combat power in the modern world. Before this, Tsusonoe had never taken this matter seriously. But now, Tsusonoe finally regretted it in his heart. Tsurugi Yaito reached out his hand and touched his back, and was surprised to find that the chakra line behind him had been cut off by Kusuo Hitaki. Don't try, you have no chance of escape now. After Kusuo Hitaki said this coldly, his body disappeared in the distance. You actually have such a strong power. It seems that Orochimaru underestimated you before. At this moment, Tsurugi Yaito has gradually regained his consciousness. Tsurugi Yaito's body instantly turned into a ball of ash and disappeared from the spot. At this moment, Kusuo Hitaki had an extra knife in his hand, and Kusuo Hitaki put the knife behind him. Chapter 294. The blunt knife doge is now in hand, and only the other knives are left. Although Kusuo Hitaki disappeared here directly, the traps set by the four of them before could not be used again. Fire escape. Great fireball technique. With the experience of the previous battle, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost now dared not use the big sword Samahata in his hand to absorb the chakra in Shari's body. For the number of people released by Shari, Flyhead dared not absorb them. Asshole, how did I meet such a difficult opponent? I don't know why they haven't been able to activate this trap yet. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost kept cursing in his heart. Now the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost can only hope that the trap he set up before will be successfully activated. If this trap is successfully activated, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost can relax a lot of energy. Using the power of the trap, Shari will be controlled in it in a short time. So how Shari will break free from it, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost doesn't care at all. With the strength of several of them, if they attack the imprisoned Shari, they are still very confident. Tongsao Yebai Ren, what are you thinking about? The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost roared. The Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish Ghost suddenly realized that no one responded to his call. Could there be helpers nearby? The Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish Ghost tightly grasped the Samahata in his hand. Mist hiding technique. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost made seals one after another, and a wisp of thick fog immediately appeared around him. With the help of the thick fog, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost immediately retreated a few steps. These childish tricks again. Shari sneered. Fire style. Great fireball technique. This time, Shari began to condense his chakra in advance. Instantly, a strong fire style rushed out. Water style, water dragon wall technique. 4 water dragon walls instantly appeared around the watermelon mountain puffer ghost. Fire style. Great fireball technique. Hearing this name, Hitaki Kusuo was stunned for a moment. Hitaki Kusuo had heard similar names before. At that time, it was the large ball Rasengan made by Uzumaki Naruto. Now this fire shield, just the name sounds a little different from Uzumaki Naruto's Rasengan. Sure enough, the moment Hitaki Kusuo raised his head, he found that the scene in front of him had already turned into a sea of fire. This Shari is really strong. I didn't expect the attack range to be so fierce. But the whole forest was already filled with flames. The extremely high temperature instantly evaporated all the mist in the forest. It seems that this Shari has a lot more experience than before. Hitaki Kusuo was still very satisfied with Shari's growth so far. I'd better let you and the other teammates come out. Is there any need for me to hide now? After Shari finished speaking, Zigwashan Puffer Ghost immediately sneered. If there is a way to evaporate all this mist, tell me about it again. After the voice fell, Zigwashan Puffer Ghost immediately formed a seal, and a large amount of mist filled the whole forest again. Zigwashan Puffer Ghost took advantage of the mist and ran to the other 3 people. What's going on? Why haven't you done anything yet? We've already done it, but this trap has never been activated, and I don't know what's going on. 0. After hearing this, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost frowned immediately. The trap set here is triggered by 4 people at the same time. If the trap cannot be activated, it means that one of the people must have a problem. Wait for me to see what's going on. Taking advantage of the fog in the forest, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost immediately ran out in 4 directions. 3 of the directions successfully found people. But there was no one in the direction where the Tongsao Wild Bait Man was guarding before. Could it be that the Tongsao Wild Bait Man was killed? The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost frowned immediately, but there was no one around at this moment. You'd better pay attention to where I am. Just as the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost was searching for the Tongsao Wild Bait Man, a fireball suddenly hit its direction. Seeing this scene, Kusuo Hitaki nodded with great satisfaction. Tell me where you took the Wild Bait Man. If you tell me quickly, maybe I can still give you a breath of life. The Wild Bait Man and the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost have a very close relationship. At this moment, they are controlled by puppetry, but they still have some slight memories of each other. I don't know where the Wild Bait Man went. After saying this, Shari's figure disappeared again. But at present, the whole forest is burning with the flames produced by Shari. If it weren't for Kusuo Hitaki's power to see through the world, even Kusuo Hitaki would find it difficult to find Shari's current location. Chapter 295. What is going on? Where is this guy hiding? The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost instantly had no way to find Shari's location. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost looked around nervously. However, Kusuo Hitaki could clearly feel the trajectory of Shari's current movement in the forest. In order to prevent Shari's sneak attack, Zigwashan Puffer Ghost has now focused all his attention on his surroundings. As for the few people who came with Zigwashan Puffer Ghost has completely ignored them. And the other few people also quickly discovered the changes in the current forest. There must be something fishy here. I don't know who is setting up this ninjutsu. The temperature in the entire forest began to rise gradually, and even Kusuo Hitaki was a little surprised. What exactly is this guy going to do? Is Shari planning to set the entire forest on fire? 06 Even Kusuo Hitaki was a little surprised at this time. The attack range of the ninjutsu currently performed by Zigwashan Puffer Ghost is too large. Shari, are you sure there will be no problem after you perform this ninjutsu? After hearing Kusuo Hitaki's voice, Shari waved his hand. Don't worry, Master Hitaki Kusuo, leave this little thing to me, there will be absolutely no problem. Now Shari can finally tell Hitaki Kusuo with confidence that all the problems can be handled by him alone. Come out quickly, Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish Ghost, my patience with you has reached the limit, put down the knife in your hand quickly. Shari snorted coldly. At this point, Shari has after wasting some time, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost did not appear. They have already sent some secret signals to each other. You should quickly catch the watermelon mountain puffer ghost. After hearing what Hitaki Kusuo said, Shari quickly picked up the shuriken in his hand. The shuriken instantly shot out in several different directions. It seems that they are already impatient. You should quickly prepare to grab the knives in their hands. After Hitaki Kusuo finished speaking, the sound of thunder and lightning instantly appeared in the entire water mist. It seems that Kurochu Raiga has already taken action. The last time he met Ringo Yuyuri did not have Radaoya in his hand. The thunder and lightning instantly passed through various water mists and came to Shari's side. At this moment, if Hitaki Kusuo did not use his transparent world, he would see a thick fog around him. The thick fog in front of him was released by the watermelon mountain puffer ghost using his big sword Samahata. Naturally, it also includes some chakra absorbed by the big sword Samahata. The thick fog released this time is extremely dense. Now there are only 4 swords left, and they have not been collected. Hitaki Kusuo looked down at the blunt sword dube behind him. Although this sword is different from the one he usually uses, this sword also has its own special use. Do you think I can deal with the 4 of them with my own strength? At this moment, the other 4 people have already attacked Shari at the same time. You have to be careful of the one called Kurochu Raiga, the attribute of the sword he uses is lightning. Shari remembered in the original book that if you combine thunder release and water release, you will perform storm release. If Kurochu Raiga and Ziguashan pufferfish ghost can now cooperate to use such ninjutsu, then the strength of several of them will be improved by more than 1 level. It seems that Orochimaru has already understood the characteristics of these people and has strengthened and coordinated their ninjutsu. The leader, Ziguashan pufferfish ghost, carried the big sword Samahata in his hand on his shoulder. At this moment, in the thick fog, Shari still couldn't find the location of Kurochu Raiga. Just when Shari was searching around carefully, the voice of Hitaki Kusuo suddenly sounded. Be careful about the position about 50 meters behind you. After hearing what Hitaki Kusuo said, Shari immediately turned around and performed fire escape. The thick flames instantly engulfed Shari's back into a sea of fire. Seeing this scene, even Hitaki Kusuo was a little surprised at Shari's reaction speed. You really trust me? You don't even have time to hesitate. Hitaki Kusuo said jokingly. But Shari was indeed stunned after hearing it, and then turned his head away. Of course, I will believe everything that Master Kusuo Hitaki said. Kusuo Hitaki didn't say anything else, but his eyes were still looking around nervously. Suddenly, Shari screamed, and a huge lightning struck Shari. After seeing this scene, Kusuo Hitaki frowned immediately. I didn't expect that he would succeed. But when this attack was successful and hit Shari, the watermelon mountain puffer ghost clapped his hands proudly. Now you have seen our strength. If you can surrender obediently and follow us back to the land of water to see Master Mizukage, you may still have a chance of survival. Chapter 296. Shari's eyes were very cold, looking at the watermelon mountain puffer ghost in front of him. It seems that you really don't know the strength of Master Kusuo Hitaki. After the attack just now, a trace of blood had flowed from the corner of Shari's mouth. When Kusuo Hitaki saw the blood on Shari's mouth, his eyes immediately turned cold. Today, none of you can leave. Ziguashan puffer ghost was stunned at first, and then he sneered. You two dare to fight me with your strength. Although Ziguashan puffer ghost suffered a loss from Shari, he refused to admit defeat. Big knife. Samahata. Release. Ziguashan puffer ghost quickly formed a seal, and the wrapped Samahata was completely released instantly. Samahata. Go. Ziguashan puffer ghost's body instantly merged with the big knife Samahata. A huge shark immediately rushed towards Kusuo Hitaki's body. Hi no. Before Kusuo Hitaki finished his words, a huge peacock immediately appeared in front of Kusuo Hitaki. Peacock magic. Defense. There was a loud bang. Samahata, who rushed over, was instantly stopped by a stream of flaming chakra. Recent progress is not bad. Just as Kusuo Hitaki was about to attack, Shari, who was standing by, stopped him. Master Kusuo, just leave these people to me. After hearing what Shari said, Kusuo Hitaki was stunned for a moment, then took a step back. You must be careful now. This Kurochu Raiga, the thunder blade in the hand of Kurochu Raiga, can release lightning. After Kusuo Hitaki finished speaking, he jumped directly onto a tree behind him. If I now advise you to surrender to the teacher and put the knife in your hand on the ground, I can still let you go. At this point, the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost didn't want to fight with them anymore. More personal entanglement. Shari sneered and immediately took out the shuriken in his hand. Explode. The shuriken was instantly thrown to the side of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Demon in front of him. The huge explosion instantly blew up the water mist in the entire forest. After waiting for the explosion to pass, Hitaki Kusuo sighed. I didn't expect that Shari could actually strengthen the detonating tag to this extent. If the entire Demon Slayer Corps can be equipped with such a weapon, then the strength of the Demon Slayer Corps will be greatly improved. At this point, Hitaki Kusuo has high expectations for the strength of the Demon Slayer Corps. With the number of people that Shari is best at, plus Shari's methods, then the strength of the Demon Slayer Corps will definitely be raised to another level. These few people are left to you. If you can deal with them, get rid of them quickly. After Hitaki Kusuo finished speaking, he often immediately put the big knife in his hand aside. Water escape. Water dragon bullet technique. A huge water ball instantly hit Shari's side. Kusuo Hitaki used his transparent world to clearly feel that when the water dragon bullet was released, the chakra of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Demon was much stronger than before. It seems that they should have discovered the problem and strengthened one of them. Kusuo Hitaki knew that if Yakushi Mitsutomu wanted to control these people, he could also see this clearly. But Kusuo Hitaki was also very worried that if this happened, the difficulty of this battle would increase a lot for Shari. Quick battle, don't postpone it any longer. After several fights, Shari also found that the attack power of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Demon was much stronger than before. Don't worry, Lord Kusuo Hitaki, just leave these people to me. After saying this, Shari immediately rushed forward and threw several shurikens at the same time. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Demon didn't care at all. I immediately hit forward, and the big sword Samahata in my hand also went forward at the same time. After a loud ping-pong sound, the shurikens that Shari had just thrown were all hit aside at the same time. Hitaki Kusuo was a little anxious, but Hitaki Kusuo couldn't do anything yet, and Shari on the side quickly formed a seal. Peacock magic. I saw a push behind the shurikens immediately. The shurikens that had been hit and flew around were once again pushed. A few fingers accurately shot at the chests Qianwangs of the people around. Just when Ziguashan Puffer Ghost was about to take action, Shari shouted. Explode. A few loud explosions suddenly appeared beside several people. Now there were only 2 people left of the original 7 people, Ziguashan Puffer Ghost. How dare you do this? I must kill you. Now Ziguashan Puffer Ghost has entered a state of rage. Watching his brothers die in front of him with his own eyes. But Kurochu Raiga was not as angry as Ziguashan Puffer Ghost. Instead, the sound of thunder and lightning quickly appeared in the mist. Hitaki Kusuo immediately shouted in his heart that something was wrong. Chapter 297. But before Hitaki Kusuo could speak, a huge lightning bolt hit Shari's chest directly. All 5 swords are in hand. At the moment when Shari was injured, Hitaki Kusuo had already taken all the swords in his hand. At this point, only Ziguashan Puffer Ghost and Kurochu Raiga were left, with the Thunder Blade and the Big Blade Samahata in their hands. Master Hitaki Kusuo, run quickly. As soon as Shari's chest was attacked by lightning, another Kurochu Raiga suddenly appeared behind Shari. Look at me. After Kurochu Raiga roared, Shari turned around quickly, and a huge barrier appeared in front of the 2's chests. But Kurochu Raiga immediately slashed the shield with the big knife Samahata in his hand. Although the shield did not break obviously, the whole shield was instantly filled with lightning. Shari's body began to tremble constantly. Hitaki Kusuo saw this and immediately prepared to attack, but Shari stretched out his hand and pushed Hitaki Kusuo aside. But of course you don't have to come over. It's very dangerous here now. After hearing Shari's words, Hitaki Kusuo was a little touched by you. I didn't expect that at this most critical moment, Shari's heart was thinking of him. Hitaki Kusuo immediately pulled out the knife in his hand. Breathing of the sun. Train. With a loud bang, a huge flame instantly rushed out from the ground. Kurochu Raiga's body was immediately beaten back a few steps. You must pay attention to its ninjutsu. The moves he uses are lightning series, which can be transmitted through these water mists. Although Shari had never encountered this type of enemy before, Shari knew very well that water can directly conduct electricity. Under the current circumstances, the power that Kurochu Raiga can exert is even stronger. Water-style Water Dragon Wall. After Zigwashan Puffer Ghost performed this move, the two of them were immediately surrounded by water-style lightning style. With the help of Kurochu Raiga, the Water Dragon Wall visible lightning immediately appeared. It seems that there is really some trouble this time. Hitaki Kusuo knew very well that such a defense was very difficult for Shari to break. Fire escape. Great fireball technique. After Shari finished speaking, a surprised scene suddenly appeared in front of several people. This time, Shari did not use himself to release this human ninjutsu. Instead, he used the chakra peacocks he summoned to release it. It seems that this Shari is really good. I didn't expect that he could think of such a cooperation. Several peacocks immediately released rich flames from their mouths. The flames were released from several different directions at the same time towards Zigwashan Puffer Ghost and Kurochu Raiga. Don't think that these flames can destroy the ninjutsu I set up. At this point, Zigwashan Puffer Ghost also knew very well that if Shari attacked at close range, I'm afraid that with the strength of the two of them, they would not be able to take it. How are you going to deal with these two people now? After hearing what Hitaki Kusuo said, Shari's face suddenly showed some hesitation. I haven't thought about it yet. I have no other way except to burn all the water with fire. Although Shari said this, he knew very well that it was wishful thinking for him to burn all the water. The amount of water that can be released by the big knife Samahata in the hand of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost is very huge. At this time, our only target of attack is the big knife Samahata in the hand of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost. Hitaki Kusuo reminded. But after hearing Hitaki Kusuo's reminder, Shari's eyes were still very melancholy. But now he had these thoughts, but Shari knew very well that it would be very difficult to break these attacks at this time. Just the thick water wall in front of him was not something that could be easily dealt with. I have a good idea. I think you can try it. After hearing what Hitaki Kusuo said, Shari immediately became energetic. You can release the peacock in your hand, and then use the peacock to attack the opponent directly. Shari immediately made seals with both hands after hearing this. Peacock magic. Attack. A huge peacock instantly appeared in front of Shari. Under the rapid attack of the peacock, a gap immediately appeared in the Water Dragon Wall. Now, Shari immediately rushed into the Water Dragon Wall through the gap. Mist hidden technique. Zigwashan Puffer Ghost immediately released ninjutsu in the Water Dragon Wall. Although thick water mist appeared in the Water Dragon Wall, Shari was not afraid at all. If you attack from above at this time, you will definitely get unexpected results. With the guidance of Hitaki Kusuo, Shari now has a new tactic. Chapter 298. The gap that Shari just rushed in quickly recovered as before. Be careful. Water escape. Water Dragon Bullet technique. A huge water dragon bullet was immediately fired into the air. Fortunately, Kusuo Hitaki reminded him before, otherwise, Zigwashan Puffer Ghost would have hit Shari by now. I really didn't expect this person to be so quick when he took action. Even Shari was a little surprised now. But Kusuo Hitaki could feel that the chakra line behind Shari had become stronger at this moment. Now the strength of the two of them is much stronger than before. Kusuo Hitaki could feel that Kabuto Yakushi's control over Zigwashan Puffer Ghost and Kurochu Raiga was now stronger than before. Lightning escape. After hearing Kusuo Hitaki's voice, Shari immediately dodged to the sky. Be careful, don't get hit by him. Although Kusuo Hitaki reminded him like this, Shari's body still fell from the sky. After seeing this scene, Kusuo Hitaki was about to attack when he heard Shari's voice. Peacock magic. Two peacock wings immediately appeared behind Shari. With the help of the wings, Shari gradually stabilized his body in the air. But even so, the lightning power in the air continued to attack. You should think of a way quickly. If you rely on this method alone, you won't be able to hold on for long. Although Kusuo Hitaki said so, Shari had no other way for the time being. The ninjutsu used by Ziguashan Puffer Ghost is water. But the ninjutsu used by Kurochu Raiga is lightning. If it was just Ziguashan Puffer Ghost alone, Shari would have been able to control Ziguashan Puffer Ghost under his own hands. But now with the power of the shoes, Ziguashan Puffer Ghost's strength has become even stronger. Samahata. Water escape. Water Dragon Bullet Technique. Lightning Escape. Earth Walk. A huge lightning bolt instantly merged into the water ball. Get out of the way first. Shari's reaction speed was not that fast. When he heard what Hitaki Kusuo said, the water ball had already hit Shari. Now when I feel that I will definitely be hit by this attack, Hitaki Kusuo suddenly appeared in front of Shari. Breath of the Sun. Hitaki Kusuo immediately drew out the knife in his hand and swung it in front of him. A closed wall formed by the blade appeared in front of Hitaki Kusuo and Shari. With a puff, the water dragon bullet was instantly broken. After seeing this scene, Ziguashan Puffer Ghost immediately frowned. Hitaki Kusuo had been standing aside to watch the battle before, but he had never taken action. Originally, Ziguashan Puffer Ghost thought that Hitaki Kusuo's fighting ability was not as strong as Shari. But now that he saw Hitaki Kusuo take action, Ziguashan Puffer Ghost finally understood. It turned out that the most difficult person to deal with among the two of them was Hitaki Kusuo. Be careful, I can't help you anymore. After saying this, Hitaki Kusuo immediately retreated to the side. It seems that once the two of them work together, it's not so easy to deal with them. Kurochu Raiga also looked at Ziguashan Puffer Ghost cautiously. Seeing the two of them talking to each other, Kusuo Hitaki was not surprised. 0 Please give me flowers. After all, they were resurrected by the impure world reincarnation technique. If it weren't for Orochimaru using the puppet technique to control them, they would have their own consciousness now. It's just that in the original work, Kusuo Hitaki vaguely remembered that after those people were resurrected by the impure world reincarnation technique, many people wanted to resist. But now with the addition of this puppet technique, these people have given up resistance. Raiga, do you have any other tactics now? The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost turned his head and glanced at Black Ho Raiga. 0 inches. Besides attacking them hard, I don't know any other way. At this point, for Shari, there is no other means to deal with them except hard work. Peacock magic. Fire escape. Big fireball technique. Instantly a huge fireball rushed out of Shari's mouth. However, Ziguashan Pufferfish Ghost and Kurochu Raiga were not afraid at all. Even Shari didn't even have the intention to avoid it. It seems to be a troublesome matter. Shari gritted his teeth and clenched the shuriken in his hand more tightly. There is a reinforced detonating tag on the handle of the shuriken. Seeing this, Hitaki Kusuo quickly retreated to the side. At this point, the battle has once again returned to Shari's home court. Although Hitaki Kusuo was a little swollen with Shari, Hitaki Kusuo knew very well that if Shari insisted on fighting with his help frequently, I am afraid that after a long time, Shari's fighting ability will not improve at all. I'll leave this to you. I'll go to the side to rest first. She. Chapter 299. After saying this, Hitaki Kusuo ran to the side. But after this incident, Shari was also very clear in his heart. Once he really encountered any fatal damage, Hitaki Kusuo would definitely rush out to protect him at the first time. It is precisely because of this guarantee that Shari has become more fearless in this battle. You must not be too careless, these two guys are not so easy to deal with. After hearing what Hitaki Kusuo said, Shari nodded and immediately picked up the shuriken in his hand. Do you want to use these two things to deal with us? 863 is really too ridiculous. Seeing the weapon in Shari's hand, Kurochu Raiga couldn't help but sneer. But only Ziguashan Puffer Ghost knew that with Shari's current strength, if he really used the shuriken in his hand, I am afraid that the explosive force stretched out in this narrow place will also be very strong. Hurry up and remove this water dragon wall. If this continues, I am afraid that both of us will die here. After hearing what Ziguashan Puffer Ghost said, Kurochu Leia quickly removed the thunder escape. The water escape without the protection of lightning is worthless under Dao Zi's attack. It's just a woman. She can't do any harm to us. At this moment, Kurochu Raiga is still very confident. But the expression on Ziguashan Puffer Ghost's face became very worried. This guy is not as easy to deal with as you think. Sure enough, just after Ziguashan Puffer Ghost finished speaking, a huge fireball fell from the sky. Water escape. Water dragon bullet technique. A huge water ball instantly rushed up. But when the water ball and the fireball collided, a strong steam appeared in the entire space. This guy is just using an ordinary fire escape. There is nothing to worry about. At the moment when Kurochu Raiga looked at Ziguashan Puffer Ghost with a little confidence, several shurikens rushed out from the flames instantly. Get out of the way quickly. When Kurochu Raiga heard Ziguashan Puffer Ghost's words, it was too late. The shurikens instantly flew towards Kurochu Raiga's body. Don't think these two small doses will work on me. Just as Heichu Lei-ya was about to pick up Lei Dao-ya in his hand, when counterattacked. Explode. The huge shock wave instantly blew Ziguashan Puffer and Kurochu Raiga to both sides. Looking at this Shari, she actually has a bit of Deidara's aura. Besides Deidara, it is probably Shari who can treat explosion as an art. Now, Hitaki Kusuo has a better understanding of Shari. After the huge explosion, it took a long time for the smoke to gradually dissipate. Asshole, I really underestimated her. When Ziguashan Puffer and Kurochu Raiga appeared in front of Hitaki Kusuo again, all their injuries had already recovered. Shari was not too surprised to see this. After all, after these few battles, if they did not kill each other directly at once, these injuries on their bodies would definitely recover. Kabuto Yakushi really spent a lot of money. Hitaki Kusuo could use his transparent world to clearly feel that at the moment when the strong explosion just occurred, zero. The chakra behind Ziguashan Puffer Ghost and Kurochu Raiga showed a strong recovery ability. It's almost enough to inject so much recovery in such a short time. It seems that Kabuto Yakushi should be a little panicked. But just after Hitaki Kusuo finished speaking, Kurochu Raiga rushed to the side of Ziguashan Puffer Ghost. Water escape. Water dragon bullet technique. Lightning escape. Ground walk. Kurochu Raiga immediately added the power of lightning to the water escape attacked by Ziguashan Puffer Ghost. A water ball flashing with lightning immediately rushed towards Shari. Fire escape. Great fireball technique. The fireball instantly hit the water ball. Sizzle. The sound of water and fire blending immediately resounded throughout the forest. Be careful, this water escape is not as easy to deal with as you think. Sure enough, after the water dragon bullet disappeared, the whole air was immediately filled with strong lightning. I really underestimated them. A large amount of lightning instantly struck Shari. This time, Kusuo Hitaki did not attack at the first time. From your previous combat experience, you can clearly judge it now. It is not a difficult task for Shari to give this small problem to Shari. Now the two of us, one from the left and the other from the right, attack at the same time. At this moment, compared with Ziguashan Puffer Ghost, Kurochu Raiga's thinking is relatively calm. I didn't expect these two people to have such independent thoughts. Chapter 300. It seems that the ninjutsu created by Orochimaru is really difficult to deal with. At this point, Kusuo Hitaki can clearly feel that the ninjutsu created by Orochimaru is 100 times stronger than the impure world reincarnation to a certain extent. At this time, not only can you control the opponent's body, but you can also make the opponent attack you willingly. Shari found that the two people on the left and right attacked him at the same time, and immediately waved himself, and the wings formed by chakra dodged backwards. For a moment, the attacks of Ziguashan Puffer Ghost and Heichu Lei-ya fell into the air. Shari's chakra can control his flight. You knock down its wings first, and leave the rest to me. Heichu Leia turned his head and glanced at Ziguashan Puffer Ghost, who nodded immediately. Thunder escape. A lightning 06 with paralysis function struck Shari. Shari's body paused in the air. Take the big sword Samahata in your hand now, and quickly absorb all the chakra from this person. After hearing what Heichu Leia said, Ziguashan Puffer Ghost immediately waved the big sword Samahata in his hand and rushed up. The big sword Samahata hit the two wings behind Shari fiercely. In an instant, Shari felt that all the chakra in his body flowed out from behind him. Peacock Magic. Attack. In an instant, an arrow transformed by chakra rushed out. Since Ziguashan Puffer Ghost had just swung the big sword Samahata in his hand, Ziguashan Puffer Ghost was next to Shari at this moment. The sword swung by Shari directly chopped Ziguashan Puffer Ghost's body. The distance between the two was very close, and this attack immediately pierced a very deep wound on Ziguashan Puffer Ghost's body. Just when Ziguashan Puffer Ghost was about to resist, Shari took out a shuriken from behind him. The shuriken pierced fiercely into the wound on Ziguashan Puffer Ghost's body. Explode. A powerful explosive force instantly rushed out of Ziguashan Puffer Ghost's wound. Half of Ziguashan Puffer Ghost's body had been blown to pieces in the explosion. After seeing this scene, Shari raised a satisfied smile at the corner of his mouth. But just when Shari was about to pursue the victory, Kurochu Raiga caught up with him. Thunder Release. Reikiri. A huge lightning bolt directly cut a wound on Shari's body. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost took this opportunity to hide to the side. Although the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost's body was blown to half. But Hitaki Kusuo knew very well that with the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost the recovery ability of the chakra lines behind the two people, Kurochu and Raiga, will be restored to their original state in a short time with the help of medicine. For a while, Shari became a little tired under the siege of these two people. Do you need me to come over to help you? After hearing what Hitaki Kusuo said, Shari shook his head. Don't worry, with the strength of these two people, they can't embarrass me for a long time. Shari stretched out his hand and touched the injured part of his body. Blood was constantly pouring out of the wound. Peacock Magic. Defense. A shield appeared beside Shari in an instant. This time the shield was much stronger than the previous shield. For a while, the lightning that hit the shield immediately rebounded to several other directions. Now that you have this thing, don't think that the lightning on your body can attack me. Hitaki Kusuo was also a little surprised to see this scene. Before this, Hitaki Kusuo thought that Shari had no ability to fight anymore. But I didn't expect that Shari could continue to fight with such a serious injury. Kuroko, come here now. After receiving the call from Kusuo Hitaki, Kuroko immediately rushed to Kusuo Hitaki. But at this moment, Kuroko was a little far away from Kusuo Hitaki. It takes a while to get from Kuroko to Kusuo Hitaki. I found a helper for you, and it won't take long. After hearing what Kusuo Hitaki said, Shari immediately shook his head. Don't worry, Lord Kusuo Hitaki. It's easy for me to deal with him alone. Nienri naturally knew who the reinforcements Kusuo Hitaki called over were. But until now, Shari didn't want other people to participate in this battle. Watch out behind you. Just after Kusuo Hitaki said this, Kurochu Raiga appeared behind Shari. Lightning Release. Reikiri. Water Release. Water Dragon Bullet Technique. At the moment when Kurochu Raiga attacked, the Ziguashan Pufferfish Ghost who had recovered well beside him also attacked. The two's moves merged together instantly and hit Shari directly.